yes, but he is very Russian in soul. So he was very much encouraged by the situation that St. Petersburg became St. Petersburg again. And in 1991, when the city was returned the original name, he designed this statue and gave it as a present to his native city. I am not commenting on the outlook of Peter the Great because this is the attitude of the artist. You can judge by yourself. The only thing that I know, I'm operating with only facts, right? So it was a very special, decorated according to the orders of Peter the Great as a triumphal arch, naturally commemorating, what would you think? The victory over the Swedes. Of course, the military victory. The double-headed eagle above the gate is the coat of arms of Russia. Used to be the coat of arms of Russia long ago, and then we had this hammer and sickle, remember? But now we have the double-headed eagle back, together with its royal regalia, together with the crown and scepter and orb. On the breast of the eagle is the emblem of St. George slaying a dragon. And above the eagle is a bas-relief, which is a biblical subject. The subject is precipitation of Simon the Magus. It is a biblical subject. Simon the Magus, by his witchcraft, managed to ascend the skies. And Saint Peter, notice, Saint Peter, by his prayers, managed to throw him back. So Simon the Magus fell down to the ground and naturally broke all his bones. Doesn't this resemble you of some historical event? You see, in the 18th century, a very usual language was the language of allegories. The biblical subject decorating gala entrances to some places were not chosen just by chance. So, of course, it is an allegory of Charles XII invading Russian territories and Peter the Great throwing him out. Isn't that nice? Yeah? So, the bas-relief is original, and above the bas-relief is another bas-relief with Father God. The pier where it is today. And the canal is a center of symmetry. This canal breaks the part in two parts. The left and the right part, they are not
famous fountains,
but they kind of mirror each other.
This was the Summer Palace of Peter after he had built St. Petersburg.
On the other side, there'll be a fountain similar to that one. Not a copy of it. Please, ladies and gentlemen, the palace.
You're walking behind me.
So the room where we are is called the Green Drawing Room. The style in which the palace was decorated was the Empire style. Empire style was very often associated with Alexander I because he won the war over Napoleon, and after that Empire style, which before was famous in France, of this what do you call this shape?
Combination of molding and paint, she's saying.
And above the table, on the wall, in the novel frame, is the portrait of Emperor Paul, the son of Catherine the Great. The portrait is here because he was the father of Alexander I, and naturally the son would complement his father. Pay attention to the writing desk, which is closer to me. On that writing desk, there are some personal belongings of Alexander I. For instance, an inkstand with this, you see, old winged man keeping the universe. This man is Kronos. Kronos is the god of time. So time is rotating the universe. That is the symbol. That's why he's holding the globe. And also there is a paperweight which is decorated with metal balls. You see? So these are not just balls, these are bullets, and they are real bullets, not imitations, but real bullets, and they are used bullets. The bullets which were collected in the field of Borodino. Borodino was a little village near which a principal battle of Napoleonic campaign took place. A terrible battle, one of the most severe battles in the history. It went on for 3 days, and the fields of Borodino were covered with blood of both Russian and French soldiers. The losses on both sides were like that. At that time it was told like that Catherine acted for the sake of Russia, which is actually true, because Peter III, I am not quite sure, no one is quite sure that he would be a proper Tsar for Russia. He was also a very bad husband, which is a good excuse for her. You know, he had a Russian mistress. It it was made? There was the research. There was a scientist who traveled all around Russia and made sketches of different kinds of Russian national costumes. Because, you know, Russia is very big. Every little village has its own national costumes. So there was quite a selection. He made an album with the sketches, like an atlas of different Russian national costumes. So those pictures in that atlas were copied when they were making this services. So if you look attentively, especially on this round table, the plates are closer, so you can see. Every plate is decorated with a scene where the boy or the girl and boy are wearing some kind of Russian national costume, and they never repeat. Each plate has another costume. Also a very interesting item in this room is the tapestry. You see over there on that wall is the tapestry which is depicting a heroic deed performed by Peter the Great. Once when he was going on a sailboat across the Ladoga Lake, a storm started, and during that storm they saw a boat with a broken sail on which two fishermen were, well, ready to drown. You see, they had no chance to, the boat was broken and they had no chance to survive. So Peter the Great personally, it really happened. He went into that boat personally and took them to his boat, so he saved him. Of course, this courage was commemorated, so they made this tapestry.
That's Peter the Great.
No, that is that is Catherine the Great, and that is her grandson Alexander the First, the one for whom these rooms.
They don't know when it works or why it works. No,
this is a royal joke.
Very much. So he himself would escort her.
Seems like a timing.
Okay, so we are going that way actually.
There is a concrete tree. Nazis blew up, she told us. They found one branch and they reconstructed this fountain tree with all kinds of water squirts coming out of the leaves. Very clever.
Okay, so what shall we do? The height of this fountain is 19 meters. And the subject is, of course, also very symbolic. Samson, legendary warrior, symbol of Russia, and the line is perpetuated on the coat of arms of Sweden. So you understand what it means. The whole complex is working. It was the idea of Peter the Great to make it, and he described nearly every figure that has to be here. First, the figures were made of pewter, but then it appeared that they were not very large, and so they were replaced to figures made of gilded bronze. You see, in the center, there is the basket fountain. The basket fountain, and behind it you can see the arches made of stones, decorated with stones. They are called the grottoes of the fountains. The grottoes were used for entertainment usually. You see, they are connected with the Grand Palace by a secret passage, which Peter the Great usually used. He made the guests drunk, and when they were marinating in these grottoes, he would sneak from the palace and listen to what they were talking about. Also, under the grottoes, there are a number of jester fountains. For instance, one of them is like a dish of fruit, and when you pick the apple, the water starts pouring right on you. And another thing, very interesting thing that is there is the fountain system itself. Because under these grottoes, you can see the pipes which feed the fountains of the Grand Cascade. You know, I've seen them once. It is quite a remarkable sight. The pipe which feeds the Samson fountain alone is 1.5 meters in diameter. In the 18th century and in the 19th century, there was special stuff preserving the fountains, which included 12-year-old boys, very slim, who could crawl through the pipes and clean them from inside. Actually, the system which was invented at that time by an engineer Tuvolsov was such a perfect system that the fountains act according to the same technique.